David, welcome to Promotion. Would you like to introduce yourself and what you do at Sony, please?
My name is David Paul Young. I work for Sony as a product specialist representing XD Cam across the UK and Ireland.
Thank you, David. Okay, we're here to talk about the release of Sony's brand new PMW 200. Why have Sony developed and released this now?
Well, the reason we brought out the PMW 200 is that a lot more customers are now wanting to shoot 50 megabits in a small handheld camera. So we saw that and we thought, yep, now's the time to bring out this camcorder.
Now the PMW 200, is it just a EX1, EX3 with a 50 megabit chip shoehorned in there?
So in terms of operation, the PMW 200 is very similar to the EX1R. So if you're used to shooting with that camcorder, you can pick up the 200 and you'll know where all the menus are, they're all in the same place, you can just get on and start shooting in 50 megabits. In terms of technology, well, the sensor is a little bit different, it's a little bit more sensitive, so you get a little bit more out of it in low light. Also, there's some more pixels on the LCD, so focusing a bit easier as well. And there's also optical image stabilization on this camcorder that's not on the EX1R.
I have to ask because it's something our clients want to know. 50 megabit camera from Sony now, I mean, Canon have been in the market for quite some time. Why have Sony decided to enter now?
Sure, so we've had our shoulder mount 50 megabit camcorders for quite a while now with the PDW 700, F800 and 500. In terms of the handheld ones, well yes, Canon did bring out their one a little bit before us, but across the world it's a lot of people are shooting on 35 megabits. It's really just Western Europe that's kind of quite focused on 50 megabits. That is starting to change across the world now. More people are going towards 50 megabits, so from a company global point of view, this is, for us, the right time to bring out this camcorder.
So do we treat to say maybe at the moment then that for once the Western market is leading the world in 50 megabits?
I believe so as well. If you look at the States, they do shoot in 50 megabit, but they also have a lot of regional TV that do everything in 35 megabit. So I do believe that Western Europe is ahead of the game here.
Now, we're shooting this interview with the PMW and a 500 side by side. Did you develop them to work so closely? I mean, obviously you can use the 500 as an A camera and the 200 as a little B runaround camera. Is that something you thought about?
So the PMW 200 is a valid standalone camcorder by itself, but with the PMW 500 it works as a fantastic second B camcorder. On the back end side it does support time code, in and out and gen lock, so working together is very easy. Plus, of course, when you bring the files into your NLEs, they have the same files and the same codec, so working together on the timeline is very easy again. So you basically take the memory cards out, you can put them in our support software, content browser, and it has the same NLE support for both the large camera and the small cameras.
Sony have obviously thought a lot about acquisition, but what about post workflow?
One of the things we do at Sony is that we actually have a really good relationship with all the NLE manufacturers. So my Japanese colleagues, I have a lot of emails flowing between me and them, and they have monthly meetings with all the major manufacturers. So they go and make sure that they are fully abreast of anything Sony wants to bring out and any new features they're going to bring out that Sony can support as well in our cameras. So we make sure these guys are fully up to speed what we can do. So when we do bring out a camcorder, it should hopefully work straight through on these other companies' products.
More feedback from our clients. CF cards versus S/S cards. CF card media is very, very cheap. S/S, it's expensive. Have Sony got any plans to bring that cost down?
So I don't know about what my media colleagues are planning in terms of costs with the S/S cards in future. But one thing we do supply with the S/S cards is their reliability, so their ability to perform in low temperatures, high temperatures and humidity. Plus also Sony with S/S offers a free data recovery service. So if something happens, like your camera's fallen off the back of a truck or something, you can send that memory card into Sony and we will try to recover that data for you at our cost. The other thing is that we're bringing out for our 50 megabit camcorders a new memory called QXD, where this actually comes from the DLSR market, supported by Sony, SanDisk and Nikon. And you'll start seeing that more in those products, but the beauty of it is that with an adapter you can use that QXD consumer memory and shoot 50 megabits with it.
Feedback for the 200 then. I mean, again, as I say, the major feedback from our clients is, you know, Canon this, Canon that. Did you look at the 305 and almost say, that's okay, how can we make this better?
When we bring out a new product, we obviously have a look about what is already out there in the market. We have a look at what people are liking about products, what also people might want improved on our competitor products as well. So all this comes together in our product planning teams, and then they develop the camera, and then we hopefully see if customers like it.
What's your favourite parts of the new BMW 200?
What I like about the 200 is, yes, it does do the 50 megabits. It's got three half-inch sensors on it as well. But for me, it's the battery life. So its standard battery can do 6 hours on this camcorder, which I think is incredible. Also, there's things on there like the cache record, so you can never miss a shot. You can record up to 15 seconds. So when you press the record button, it'll take that 15 seconds from the past as your beginning of your clip. So you're doing some wildlife, some obdoc stuff, some reality TV. It's a fantastic little camera for that.
There's also a Wi-Fi capability on the camera. Can you explain about that?
There's an optional extra, the Wi-Fi dongle. So if you purchase that with a camcorder, you'll then be able to download for free an app for Apple and Android where you'll be able to control the camera from your phone or your tablet. So you'll be able to set the camera, its focus, its zoom, its iris, be able to set record, playback, rewind, that kind of features. So you can stick the camera on a pole or up a gantry or somewhere useful like that and be able to interface the camera through your phone.
Is that very much client feedback, or is that the general feel of the market nowadays?
It's something customers are asking for, basically. It's be able to sort of have more creative ways to use their cameras, place it in more difficult scenarios, and that's the sort of, we listen to our customers and we try and bring out these new features.
Okay, 50 megabits, choose a lot of data. For a 64 gigabyte card, what kind of recall time are we looking at?
So a 64 gigabyte card, recording at 50 megabits per second, will give you 2 hours per card.
Is there any plans to bring out an interchangeable lens feature on the BMW 200, much like the EX3?
So on the 200, yes, it is a fixed lens, but unfortunately I'm not aware of our roadmap if it's going to include an interchangeable lens version.
But there probably will be, won't there?
I don't know our roadmap, so unfortunately I can't answer that question.
So I just asked that 14 times.
Why don't you know the roadmap?
I mean, again though, but it's just something, there's lots of clients of ours where the 500 would be ideal, but it's just that nice small thing. So maybe that's something we can give you to say maybe you guys can start looking at an interchangeable version.
Well, something I'll definitely be feeding back to my Japanese guys, and we'll see where we go with it from there.
How easy is it to mount things on it without having to put like a V-lock adapter on it? Has it got lots of hot shoes? Can we put things all over the camera?
Sure, so the BMW 200, it's got a hot shoe and a cold shoe as well, so you can put things on there like your lights, mount on some radio mics, all that usual stuff. And there's also a lot of third-party companies that are supporting this platform as well, so with extra mounts which you can put V-locks on and then add some extra shoulder stability through that as well.
David, thanks again for coming to ProMotion and to explain about the BMW 200. Before I let you have your cupcake, can you briefly summarise the BMW 200 for me?
Okay, well the BMW 200, it's a 50 megabit handheld camcorder. It's got 3 half-inch chips. It's got a great workflow with all the NLEs, and it has a great battery life as well. You
deserve it, go on. What do you want, a brownie or a cupcake?
Go for the ProMotion one maybe.
Go on.
There we go, thank you very much.
I'll go for something.
Oh, brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.